Graham Satchell, BBC News.
Well, I'm joined from Glasgow by Navin Singh Khadka, who's environment correspondent for the BBC World Service. Navin, you've been monitoring everything over the last 2 weeks. What is happening to the fossil fuel commitment?
So, you see, in this one after another text, the draft text that we are seeing, the concern is that when it comes to fossil fuels, including coal, the language has been softening, despite the fact that countries have been asked to now submit their climate action every year, unlike in the past when they were required to submit every 5 years. Now it'll happen every year. But then, the concern is that the language on coal and fossil fuel subsidies has been toned down. That's a bit of an issue. And the other thing is about the climate finance when it comes to the finance is not the word I wanted to use, it's the climate market. Article 6, as it's known, how will that climate carbon market function, the functionalities, that is deep entrenched. That is what they say will drag this into late evening tonight.
Who seem to be the key holdouts here, especially on commitments to reduce emissions?
I mean, the word they're using is, it's like more or less the same what was used in Paris, that, keep it well below 2 degrees and strive for 1.5. And some people say that 1.5 is still there if we can do it, and some are warning that it is increasingly slipping out of reach. Now, what is being discussed now, those draft texts and those languages on fossil fuels, subsidies, or even coal, how will that finally come out? That will dictate the fate of 1.5.
And from what experts there are saying, do they feel that negotiations are going in the right direction, even if they haven't reached the goal?
So you see, if you remember, the chief of UN climate change told us 2 days ago that we will not be thrashing this out this week, the gap on finance, the gap on mitigation, carbon reduction. But what she had said was that at least if this could take us to the right direction, that is still the question. That is why we're having this one after another draft text. Will this set us to the right direction to attain the 1.5 degrees goal? That's the question. And we don't have the answers yet. And still, what we're being told by experts is if this is what they're talking about, coal or fossil fuel subsidies, then it might become mission impossible.
Navin, thank you for getting us up to date. We'll keep watching, of course, hour by hour, because what's being done in Glasgow in the next few hours affects our planet. And there is so much information now coming out of the gathering. Another way of staying abreast of it is by following our specialist correspondents like Navin on Twitter. Look for the hashtag COP26BBC. And you can also find fresh details of what's happening at the summit, what's been achieved and agreed so far, what the draft is about, on our website at bbc.com/news. Or, of course, you can always download the BBC app.